March is around the corner. I know that Cooper Flagg is at the top of the charts in terms of national storylines. But what we are watching right now, before we dive into the game itself, but Jeff, Tom Izzo in year 30, this year he's passed Bob Knight in the Big Ten wins column. He has gone from here in the national headlines to right up there. How amazing of a coaching job is this? And is it the best of his career?
I don't know if it's the best, but it's one of the best, right? Because we saw him earlier this year at Champions Classic against Kansas, and we all walked away saying what? Like, it's not that talented a team. I remember saying, like, I'm not sure Tom Izzo is ever going to be nationally – I probably said it on the show. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be a team where Tom Izzo has a chance to go to the Final Four again. I thought that ship had sailed unless he goes portaling. And instead now he didn't go portaling. He's got a freshman that has been absolutely sensational lately, and now they're in the mix. I don't know if they can go to a Final Four, but I think again they're in the equation. Things would probably have to go right for them, but they have more talent than we thought. They've got pretty good role allocation, and they've got one of the best coaches in the country.
That young man that we just heard from is, to me, the difference maker, right? Because I think the thing that you know about this Michigan State team, they're going to do what Tom Izzo teams always do, right? You know that they are going to board hard. They're going to get on the offensive glass. They're going to get on the defensive glass. You know they're going to find a way to get out in transition, right? The question we have with this group is what happens when they're not able to get those offensive rebounds, when they're not able to beat you down the floor and get a layup in transition, when you got to execute in the half court. Because, let's be frank, they can't shoot a lick.
No. They don't even try to shoot that much.
But now they have a guy, right? You mentioned the Kansas game. You know how many shots Jace Richardson took in that game?
How many minutes did he play?
He took 5 shots in 20 minutes. He was anonymous. I honestly don't even really remember him doing anything.
Barely.
No.
He had 12 shots in 33 minutes tonight. He has had more than 10 shots in each of the last 5 games. And he's played at minimum 26 minutes and over 33 in 3 of those games. He, to me, is the difference maker because he is somebody where you could just give him the ball and say, go get us one, and they don't have that anywhere else on the roster.
But you know what else it is? It was earlier this week when they beat Purdue, and 8 guys had at least 7 points. Tonight, when you look, Richardson has 21. Jeremy Fears gives them 11. Jaden Akins gives them 10. And Trey Holloman had 18. They come at you in waves. That backcourt has 4 guys that on a given night can all go for double figures, and they all did tonight. The other thing, Jeff, in the first half, Michigan went zone. And Michigan State had 9 turnovers in the first half. The second half, just 2.
Yeah, the three-headed big man, like, it's not great, but we've seen glimpses. Like, Jackson Kohler was really good a week ago down the stretch.
He beat the brakes off Illinois.
Cooper was pretty good. Yeah, they're not going to blow you away. And I think
they know that the thing that you said that was really important was role allocation.
Yeah, they know.
Those bigs know what they're supposed to do. Like, 100%. Go out there, be big, play hard, throw your weight around a little bit.
You're going to stay on the floor.
Whatever, right? You take a charge, whatever. You knock somebody over, you get a foul going for a rebound, whatever. Just go out there, be big, play hard, hit the glass. And that's all
they know who they are.
Listen, the other thing, let's be clear here. Let's be honest. The Big Ten isn't that great at the top. It's not. It's not as great. There's not a high.
What about Wisconsin?
Team. Wisconsin's good. Purdue's good. Michigan's good. Michigan State's good. They're all good teams. They're not at the level of these SEC teams.
Okay,
they're not.
But who would be?
But here's the thing.
I'm just saying, like, they're at the top of that league, but that league is clearly a rung down from the SEC.
What isn't a rung down from the?
Would you put the Big Ten ahead of the Big 12 or the Big 12 ahead of the Big 10?
I would. In terms of what?
Top.
In terms of what?
I would bet on the top of the Big 12. If you said to me right now, will a Big 12 team or a Big 10 team make the Final Four? I would put money that it would be a Big 12 team.
Yeah, Houston is the best team out of that group, and then I think you can make the argument that you could take. If they're healthy,
if they're healthy,
we're going to get to that. Let me ask you this question, though.
Okay.
The answer is yes. Can Michigan State make a Final Four? Are they the team in the Big Ten that has the best shot to make the Final Four?
I'm going to look. I think on paper, it's Wisconsin because they spread the floor. They're better offensively. They have guys that you could trust to take over a game. But I'm going to say this, like, for the same reason why we sit here and we'll watch St. John's and we'll say, man, they can't really shoot, but God, they play hard and they really force turnovers. And they're just a Rick Pitino team, coached by Rick Pitino. Like, this is a Tom Izzo team coached by Tom Izzo. And at the end of the day, like, sure, I know he hasn't been great the last 5 years or whatever it is, but like, it's freaking Tom Izzo, man. Like, he's got a group that plays his style of basketball, and his style of basketball for a very long time has been very successful.
If you can't really shoot and you don't shoot, how deep are you going to go in the NCAA tournament?
Not very deep.
I'm going to say Purdue. If you told me right now, I would say Purdue and just hope that they don't run into a team that is able to get after them defensively.
I got a stat for you. Since 2012, there have only been 2 teams in the United States of America that have made it to the Final Four shooting 33.1% or worse.
I know who they are.
From 3.
Yeah,
who is it?
It was on our platforms.
Rick Pitino's 2 teams.
Rick Pitino's 2012 Louisville that made it to the Final Four.
Russ Smith and Peyton Siebert
and Rick Pitino's 2013 national champions that made it that won the title. And both Peyton Siebert and Russ Smith quote tweeted us and we're like, oh, man, we're throwing up bricks. We can't. I thought we could shoot.
Get them on.
But it's in a world where a lot of coaches have hung it up. In year 30, this guy continues to find ways to churn out wins. And tonight,